Hi there, and welcome to a very late ArtTober paint session. So I didn't want to put too much pressure on myself to do an art challenge for October this year, but maybe I went a little bit too easy on myself since I finished the last painting literally in December. But anyways, I thought I'd take you with me for the ride and, I don't know, talk about my process, how I came up with the ideas, and my struggles and whatnot. I've tried the whole October art challenge for the past 6 years, I think, and it never went really well. There are some years where I kind of made myself sick trying to stick to the challenge, and others where I just gave up really quickly. So monthly challenges are really hard on me, but I still always want to give it a go. My idea was to make a piece for every week of October. October has 4.5 weeks, so that did sound way more manageable than doing something every day. When it came to prompts, again, I wanted to make this as easy on myself as possible, so I thought I'd pick and choose between two lists from two very talented artists, Furry Little Peach with Peachtober and Mellow Sprout with Mellowtober. I also tried to combine some prompts at times, so I ended up using 4 prompts from Peachtober and 4 from Mellowtober. Here I'm flipping through my sketchbook since I did a bit of brainstorming in there for every illustration I ended up doing, and so I was referencing it along the way. And there I am working on the sketch for my first painting. You can't really see anything because I'm using this kind of neon yellow-green pencil, so that's great videography right there, good job me. But I use it for every painting in this video, and I do really like the effect it gives to the finished piece as a kind of visible sketch underlayer thing. That's something I really wanted to experiment with for this challenge. I went with this very saturated neon pink for an underpainting. It was kind of nerve-wracking because, again, that's something I wanted to experiment with, so I was not familiar. And also, I only recently started to take an interest in traditional painting. I've been more of a digital illustration gal for most of my artist life, so making the first brushstroke always gets me super anxious. Okay, so to talk more about this specific painting, I used the prompts Bee and Cosmos from Peachtober. I would argue that it also works for the Sprig prompts. I'm a big fan of turning stuff into characters in general, so basically what I did was, what if Bee, but lady? Huh? I also designed a character based on ladybugs in another sketchbook, so I wanted to do something similar. I had the idea to give her 4 arms so that she would have the insect mandatory 6 limbs, and that was pretty much it for the design. I just really liked the 4 arms idea, so I kind of just ran with it. And then she's holding a cosmos because that's the prompt and because she's a bee, and I don't know, maybe she'll make some honey, or maybe she picked it for someone special. Other than that, the design isn't really anything too complicated, but I like her a lot. My main focus was to play around with colors and textures. So if you think of bumblebees, you'd associate them with black and yellow, but instead of black I went with a deep blue, and then it interacted with the pink underpainting in a lovely way and complemented the orangey yellow I went with pretty well too. Oh yeah, I'm overall pretty happy with how most of the illustrations turned out, so I hope you're not against me tooting my own horn. I don't think it's a bad thing to be happy with your own work anyways. There's just something about that neon pink and the blue interacting that I find so yummy. I decided that I wanted each of the drawings to look cohesive together, so I painted a little border for all of them. I thought it was a simple yet effective way to bring everything together. Yeah, that's it for the first drawing. Love her, love the shapes, love the arms, love the composition, love the colors, 10 out of 10. now we basically repeat the same process for 3 more drawings. This one used the prompts Frog and Brew from ArtTober. I did this bright orange for the underpainting, and then I very nervously chose the other colors for a kind of comfy autumn vibe. I tend to gravitate more towards really bright and saturated colors, so I wasn't sure of myself at all choosing browns, greys and dark greens, but I'm glad I pushed through the fear and went with it. These two are characters of mine that I started drawing about 2 years ago, I think. The frog's name is Lily and the cat is named Catherine. There's really nothing more to them except that they're girlfriends, they're in love, and it always brings me a lot of joy to doodle them in my sketchbook when I don't know what to draw. And here they're just enjoying a nice walk and a warm coffee. The third drawing was based on the pumpkin and cards prompt from ArtTober. I simply went back to my turning stuff into people roots and did a cute little pumpkin head character. Out of the 4, this is the drawing I'm the least proud of. I had trouble with about every step of the process, starting with the sketch, as you can see by the amount of eraser shaving in the corner. I really liked the idea of incorporating the card symbols to the little collar thingy they're wearing, but I think I could have done a bit more sketching to come up with a design I really liked. You can tell I was struggling by how little I actually filmed of the process for this one. In the end, they're a funny little pumpkin jester dude and I love them for it. But it doesn't make up for the fact that the shapes are weird, I'm not a fan of the colors, and the composition actively makes me cringe, especially those little confetti almost touching the border. But oh well, you know. I think it was still October when I did the underpainting for the 4th drawing. However, I left it untouched until the beginning of December. I was really excited about the concept. The prompt I used was Ladybug, so I drew my little Ladybug character I mentioned earlier, and the composition echoes the one from the Bee Lady. But I had a really busy November, and I also wasn't feeling that orangey red like at all, and completely lost all motivation. And once it was gone, it was extremely hard to find again. Anytime I would think about picking up the painting, I would instantly get overwhelmed about taking out my paints, having to get water, the mess it would create. I was also thinking about having to take out my camera, thinking about the frame, the angles. It was too much. So I decided to do it without filming. I'm sorry, that means you don't have the full process, but the decision took away enough of the pressure to actually get back into it. Also, to combat the anxiety surrounding the paint, I just went at it with color pencils. Eventually, once I eased back into the groove, I did get my paints out, but I think you can see that I used them a little less. Despite all the struggles to get there, I'm actually really happy with how the illustration turned out. I'm not too thrilled about how I did the flowers, and I think her proportions are a bit wonky, but I like what I did with the colors, especially on her legs and on the stem and leaves. And that's it for my ArtTober, not really October challenge. I hope you enjoyed watching me paint this. I know I've learned a lot in the process. For example, I'm not sure I'll make a video about multiple different paintings or projects at the same time in the future. I think there's a way higher chance of me losing steam in the middle of it and completely giving up. But I did it! A month and a half late, but still. So, I'm overall pretty happy with what I came up with. Please tell me what you think. Do you have a favorite? I think mine's probably the bee lady because, again, those colors are delicious. But yeah, let me know what you think. I'm curious to hear about your opinion. And I think I've been talking for a while now. You're probably tired of hearing my voice, so thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you'd like, and I'll see you around. Bye!